We are unpacking the brand live on site at InfoFlex in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. My hometown. Good to be here. Strong early buzz at the show. Ken, what do you think? What's the plan for today?
Yeah, so I think that maybe we should just go talk to people and kind of get the pulse of the industry and see what they think from an economic outlook. I think there's a lot of things going on, both globally and within our industry, and just see what people are feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a great idea. Let's go around and talk to some people and see what they have to say.
Awesome.
In a world where brands compete for attention, where innovation meets strategy, and where storytelling drives success, join Ken Theriot and Randy Kessler as they dive into the world of branding, business, and beyond.
Here we are with Alan Rogers from Polymount US on request to talk to people about the state of the industry. Ken, you want to take it away?
Yeah, so we're just kind of curious. Once how's the show going, and then in general, like what are you seeing industry wide? Any predictions that you have, or just general your thoughts? What's the pulse?
Well, I'll tell you one thing, with the change in the FTA and the InfoFlex going all day, we're seeing more customers come to the floor looking for solutions, looking for help, looking for assistance. We certainly don't want to take anything away from the FTA and the sessions and the conferences, because that's important for the customers to come here and learn. But I think it's valuable time to come in here and talk to the suppliers, to the industry, to say, hey, what can you do to help us? And one of the things that we're seeing, obviously, is customers trying to reduce their waste. I mean, let's look at today's world. Film prices are up, resin prices are up.
Mm-hmm.
People are trying to find ways to reduce waste in their plant. And we at Polymount, everything we do is dedicated around cutting waste. Our slogan is creators of reusable solutions. So that's kind of the pulse that I'm seeing here. People are coming up to us going, what can we do to save money, reduce waste, and eliminate our carbon footprint?
And so, in terms of what do you see for the rest of the year? Do you feel like the market's trending up, or do you feel like where people are unsure of themselves, there's uncertainty? Any predictions you may have?
In today's world, it's hard to predict, but I will say this: for the first 4 months of the year, it's been a lot of uncertainty. It's been a lot of uncertainty. But I've visited a lot of customers over the last 4 months. I've been to a lot of open house events over the last several months. There's a lot of optimism out there. And even though the world is what the world is today, and we're daily watching the news for looking for good news, hearing optimism. And I think we're going to see a lot more positive input in this industry over the next 7 to 8 months. And from that, I mean, presses being moving, printers selling more print, consumers buying more goods. So that's my personal prediction, but I'm an optimist. But I do see positive outcome.
Awesome. Thanks you for the time. You have any other questions, Randy?
I was going to ask one thing about, do you think the location of InfoFlex, the Midwest printing being so strong, is that impactful on the show and the success exhibitors are having here? Do you think it being in Milwaukee versus maybe some of the other past locations?
I do think it's a great location. Obviously, this area is full of printers and the flexographic industry, and I think it's brought a lot of people to the show. But I think that's going to carry forward. I mean, there's a new movement amongst FTA, and even though this is a great show for the geographical region, I'm already starting to hear positive response about next year's event. So people are starting to talk about it, and when they're starting to talk about it, I think they're going to commit. So I think this will carry forward. I really do.
Awesome. Appreciate your time and have a great show.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Al.
Right,
We are with Tyler Thomas from Anderson and Vreeland, continuing our discussions about the state of the industry. Ken?
Yeah, so we're just kind of curious, what's your thoughts and get a pulse on the industry, things that you see positively trending well, maybe things that are obstacles that are, need to be overcome. How's it going in the industry?
Yeah, I'd say, the positive side is, we're seeing a lot of the big push for AI, right? So that's a lot of printers are trying to find, hey, what's that next step? How do I use this most effectively? Really overcoming challenges, which are, we're seeing a lot in the workforce development. So that's one of the things A&V has been really pushing hard to help solve, is that kind of educational gaps. And how are we helping customers? How are we helping the printers, become more effective and train their younger workforces, you know?
Excellent.
I wanted to ask about AI. You
Mhm.
mentioned that. How are you leveraging AI at ANV?
Yeah, right now I'd say we're mainly using it on the back end. You know, how are we supporting customers? You know, using it as a tool to whether it's making your presentation better, whether it's researching a certain topic, polling the industry, trying to find that type of information that's readily available.
Mhm.
We're still trying to understand best how to tap into it and what that future for us looks like.
Awesome. So, we're at InfoFlex. There's a different format. I just wanted to kind of get your feeling on what do you think of the new format and how's the show been for you so far?
Yeah, no, I think it's really cool to trying something different. And a lot of the sessions are now tied in with the booth time, and it's making a different flow for the traffic, but it's been steady. It's been steady the whole time, and we're getting to see all the customers that we came here to see, and we've got a lot of after hour events too. So just bringing people together, getting to see those that you haven't seen in a while, it's always a good thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that does it for our conversation with Tyler today. Continued success at the show, and thank you very much, Tyler.
Yep. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Here we are at InfoFlex with Keith Nagel from Flint Group. Ken, what kind of hard-hitting questions do we have for Keith today?
Well, so it's good to see you, Keith. Just interested in what the general feeling of the industry is right now. Like anything in the outlook, if you trending positively or negative, or maybe obstacles we're currently seeing within the industry. Just what's the feeling? What's the pulse?
I feel like the overall pulse right now is a little level of uncertainty, right? There's obviously a lot going on geopolitically, supply chain issues, price increases that are coming along. And this from the supplier side, we're trying to hold steady as much as possible. But at the same time, we're being affected at a rate that has not been seen in our industry since COVID. And it's actually coming on faster than it was then. From an outlook standpoint, obviously everybody's optimistic, but the problem is with the level of volatility that is out there. There's really a big uncertainty about how things are going to shake out or how long it's going to drag out.
Any advice on how suppliers and converters and printers can kind of minimize disruption? Is there any ideas, or is it kind of just be nimble, or what are your thoughts?
The most important thing is just communication. From the supplier side, a lot of what we do is built around forecasting. And the easiest way to help your supplier is communicate them you're ordering, forecasting, how you're ordering trends, how your customers order, and just staying in communication. If you have influx of orders or a big order come through, communicate that to your supplier, and then just build that relationship and stay in contact.
That's good information.
Yeah, I was going to say, so when it comes to the unpredictability and the stability, I mean, we know what's happening overseas, but like, is it just that? Like, what else can create that stability within our industry?
Unfortunately, most of it is coming from what's happening overseas. And the big thing that we see over here is the ability of the suppliers to get the raw materials that are all coming from over there. Some are able to leverage the size of the organization or the relationships that they have to get some of those materials faster or more efficiently. But a lot of it is still derivative of what's happening over there. Yeah.
And just one last question regarding the show. Obviously an FTA board member. Are you happy? How's it going?
Absolutely. We're the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. It is different intentionally. Some of the feedback that we've gotten over the past couple of years is it needs a little bit of a change. It's not, it doesn't need to change drastically, but it needs a buzz. It needs a new energy. There was a element of kind of getting stale. And the goal is to just refresh it, make a change, take the feedback you get from that change and shift. It's not all going to be right, but the goal is to make that evolution and move in the right direction and make everybody feel good about coming back to the FTA, InfoFlex, and Forum again.
Awesome. We appreciate your time and have a great show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Here we are at InfoFlex 2026 with Kevin McLaughlin from Flexo Concepts. Ken?
Yeah, so walking around asking exhibitors and attendees, what are the headwinds that they see within the industry and the tailwinds as well, and what's the pulse?
Yeah, certainly the last year and a half has been challenging, right? We've had one issue after another. Tariffs last year were certainly very salient and serious topics. And, we still grew as an organization, but we certainly lost some growth due to the uncertainty that was created in the economy. But overall, the packaging industry still has a strength and continues to grow, but you got to be innovative and you got to be creative to get around some of the headwinds that are existing right now.
And where do you see things, let's say 6 to 12 months from now?
I think it's uncertain.
Right.
To be honest, with the issues over in Iran, price pressures are existing. Material costs are going up, including our material costs. If this can resolve quickly, I think the market's ready to continue to grow, but this could stifle it. So we are concerned and we are watching it closely and managing our business based on that.
And then last question is, we're obviously at InfoFlex and there's a new format, and just wanted to get your feedback on your overall thoughts of it.
Yeah, overall, we're really happy with it. I think the format's been good. Certainly, we're here longer. It's a longer day for us, but I think it has been productive. I think the flow is better. We're able to have better conversations with people. The right people seem to be here, and we're really happy with the new format.
Awesome.
Appreciate your time, Kevin. Thanks a lot.
Right. Thank you very much.
Here we are at InfoFlex 2026 in Milwaukee, and talking now with Paul Teachout from Omit. Paul, how's it going?
Everything's going really well. We've made a lot of changes this year to the whole format of the event, and it all seems to be being received really well.
Outstanding. And the biggest change is that it's open all day, like 9 to 5. Is that kind of one of the bigger ones? And the sessions happening at the same time?
Yeah, we did do concurrent sessions this year, and the main goal was to bring the community together. Traditionally, we always had sessions in the morning in one hall, the InfoFlex in the afternoon in another hall. So it kind of, separated the parties a little bit. Our goal this year was to bring the whole community under one roof in one room. So as the concurrent sessions were going on, the exhibit hall could still be open. And as the sessions rotate, we get a good flow of traffic around the whole event. And it just brings the whole community in one room all day long. And I think that's what everybody is really taking the value.
Yep. No, we've definitely heard that a lot. Switching gears a little bit, we're asking people about kind of the state of the industry. What headwinds do they see, or tailwinds? Seems like there's a lot of uncertainty, and kind of just want to get your perspective.
No, absolutely. We're all seeing it with supply chain crunches. Some of us that deal across the global spectrum deal with tariffs and other challenges like that. But at the end of the day, our industry is strong. We continue to move forward. We're producing more packaging than ever before, maybe with less resources and being more efficient. Workforce challenge is still first and foremost something that we're trying to address, especially at the FTA. We're putting a lot more emphasis on trying to develop more programs to support and provide tools to our membership to help build organically and from the grassroots workforce development that can bring more opportunity to our operations. So yes, there is a lot of headwinds. The great thing is we work in a very resilient industry, a very resourceful industry, and more importantly, in a community that seems to pull together in these times. So it's a wonderful community to be a part of. It's a privilege to be a part of it. And I think those headwinds can be met as long as we stay persistent in our goal.
Awesome. That's
Very well
perfect.
said. Very well said, Paul. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Always a pleasure, Chris.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks so much for joining us on Unpacking the Brand. We hope you enjoyed today's conversation. And if you liked what you heard, be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you have a moment, we'd love it if you could share this podcast with your network or leave us a review. It really helps us reach more people who are passionate about business, branding, and innovation.